Welcome back everyone, it's been a little while. Currently we are building the first loop around the central park we built in the last episode. We already have a lot of the pavements in and we've already dug out a lot of the road that goes around the central park. The pavement itself is just stone slabs with andesite mixed in just for a little bit of gradient. We then frame in the pavement with some diorite just to make a kind of like a curb look. The yellow lines in our road are made with yellow wool, so we'll need a whole bunch of that. So my first job here is to build a giant wool farm. The hole was dug out, it was time to frame in the hole with a brick wall. I'm not entirely sure if I like this idea, because I don't know if I want this brick wall around all of our city blocks. The answer is probably not, so I don't know if this is going to stay. So there is a very good chance I remove this in the future. Now our wall's in place, you can see the shadow on the wall there. It is time to do a little bit of texturing on this floor. This is just deep slate bricks with a deep slate, or polished deep slate I think, did I go for? Yeah, polished deep slate mixed in together, just to give ourselves again a little bit of break up of the solid pattern. He's still yet to watch the first two episodes, so the rotten flesh is still going into his plant pot. Only a small amount of floor left, doesn't look too bad so far. With the flooring done, it's time for, you know what, a bit of light texturing. I must say, once you've done a whole wall, I do think it looks very nice. I'm now putting a grass roof back on. My idea is to have basically the guts of the farm hidden away underneath, and then on top I'm going to build, hopefully, a giant sheep that's been sheared. The plan is to have all the items to flow into chests on the ground floor. To do that we will need bubble elevators, so I'm going to colour coordinate each colour wall with its own coloured glass so that I know, or could roughly guess, which chest has what colour wall in it. So to do that I need a whole bunch of sand, so I'm out here in the Badlands as our nearest desert is not really that close. To aid in the building of this sheep, as it's quite large, I do want some scaffolding, so I'm out here in this jungle. It's very close to 00, which is where our central park is, so it wasn't too much of a walk. I'm grabbing some bamboo, and while I'm here I'm going to get some cocoa beans for brown dye. I'm now making an entire stack of glass for every colour of dye in the game, and with just pink glass added, that is all of the different colours. The sheared sheep I'm building is a tutorial by Zooey Mama. Just search for his YouTube channel, he has got just about every mob type there is. This is the feet of the sheep I'm just putting in, so then I can mark out where I can have all my shoots. It's taking me longer than it normally does to build, but we are certainly getting there. This is obviously I'm inside the sheep as such now. You can get a feel for the size of it from down here. All that is left is to put the head on, and then this sheep will be done. Okay, let's have a look at it from down the bottom now it's complete. Yes, I'll definitely enjoy that. The sheared sheep. Now I'm collecting everything up to make the actual wool farms. Okay, I think that's everything to make 32 sheep farms, 2 for every colour. First of all, I'm just going to mark out where I want each of my bubble elevators to come up with the corresponding colour. Now with each of those marked out, I can bring the glass down with this in place. I can now work out where each one of the farms are going to go. Then to mark out where the redstone is going to go for the droppers, or to fire the droppers into the bubble elevators. Now at the top of the bubble elevator, I'm just putting in some chests and hoppers. This will store all of our different types or different colour walls, and eventually I'll fit an overflow hopper line off of this that will one day go into a central storage area. Next up is the water. I'm going to swim down here, remove the soul sand for a moment and put this piece of dirt, and then use kelp to make full water source blocks all the way up. And then I will just simply dive back down and replace that piece of dirt with this piece of soul sand, and that will make the bubble elevator. And then all our items will fly up here and land in these hoppers and go into our chests. Next is the mechanism to fire the dropper once it's got something in it. So the comparator will register if there's anything in there, and then we just use repeaters to continually fire this until it is empty. And that is it. Dead straightforward. It all goes into that one block. So comparator into that block, repeater coming out, repeater going in, and then fill the other 4 up with redstone. With all the bubble elevators done, I'm going to put in 2 more, one for going up and one for going down. If you didn't know, you can just put in a magma cube at the bottom instead of soul sand. That will pull you down in the water instead of pushing you up. First of all, I'm going to encase these 4 hoppers that I've got coming out of the side of my dropper with some solid blocks. I'm using deep slate tiles. Next up, a piece of rail in both holes. Then add a minecart hopper on top of those. Next up, completely encase this platform in grass. Make sure there's at least one grass block on this platform if you're going to use dirt, as you need it to be completely covered in grass for this farm to work. Leave yourself 2 little cutouts there behind your minecarts. I'll show you here, look, as you can see, a bit better on here. Cover the minecart, of course, but leave those 2 squares. In those 2 squares that we left cut out, we want to put an observer. That observer needs to be facing the grass block that was above your minecart hopper. Then directly behind that observer, you need to put a solid block. Then it needs to be a dispenser on top of both of those observers and a piece of redstone dust on top of those solid blocks behind. Make sure those dispensers are facing this way so that they are going to be used to shear the sheep. And completely surround these dispensers with glass block or whatever. You don't necessarily need to be able to see in and out, but I like to be able to see the sheep to make sure it's working correctly. And then make sure that's too high so your sheep can't jump out. My brother has just let me know that he has been to the end and killed the dragon, and very kindly got me a set of wings or an elytra and given me some rockets. So happy days, we can finally fly around a little bit. You may have noticed my character has changed here. It doesn't stay like this for very long, I don't know, but for some reason it turned me into a squid for a while. But I will change it back as soon as I can redesign my character again. My brother is showing me his dragon egg and his free armour templates. Someone's been busy while I've been off. Time for our maiden flight. Let's have a look, see what we look like from the air. I mean, how can you not say that that looks good? I feel like it looks even better from the air. Central Park as well, looking pretty fantastic. I've been away for a few days. As you can see, my brother is building a snow farm. It's not quite finished yet. Once it is, I will do a little tour around it. For now, I still need to do the final part of the sheep farm, which is to actually put the sheep in. The easiest way to do that is just to get 2 sheep tied up. Once they generously give you a baby, you then lure them up to the hole in the glass just by holding some wheat. This sheep will be following me. Don't fall in yourself, or that can be a problem. And then all I do is I crouch and gently nudge them in. I now need to do this 31 more times, and then eventually I will put a trapdoor above their heads. I mean, I know it's only lit up with torches at the moment, but I think I might even like it a bit more at night. Very impressive. It's important that you colour your sheep before you fill in the shears in the dispensers. And then my final thing to do is fill up all of these dispensers with shears, and then this farm is completely working. With that, this farm is completely done. As you can see, I've got a couple of pieces of wool sitting on top of the glass. My original plan was to have the glass, as you can see in the background there, shooting up to make the farm a bit more animated. However, it doesn't go directly up. In some of them, not all of them, but some of them, it seems to be getting stuck on the way down. To rectify this, I'm simply going to put glass over the top. I mean, it won't be as animated as I wanted it to be, but still looks very good if you ask me. And with that, this farm is complete. He's almost finished his snowman, but in the next episode I will show you that. And I think I now have to build a squid farm, but that is about all I have time for now. This has probably taken 10 days to complete, so I'll get this out, and then hopefully it will not take me so long to get episode 4 out. I hope you've enjoyed. Like and subscribe as usual, and we will see you in the next one.